It's summer 2019. The van is clean and has had a good check over and is ready for its mission this year. As it's 25 years since I last drove to my brother's place in Athens, Greece, I'm using this as an excuse to join up with my LT buddy Andreas Gruber, as he has an annual pilgrimage to Greece involving camping on the deck of the ferry from Ancona, Italy to Igoumenitsa, Greece. And so, with a newly scrubbed and resprayed hob, an upstairs and a downstairs bedding roll for the various guests who will hopefully join me en route, and a freshly stocked library, I set off for a month away in the campervan. Let's get ready, let's get excited, let's get on the road and drive to Greece. Well, it's a beautiful day to set off. I'm just leaving Brighton on the way to Dover, filled up with LPG. Half a tank for £3, not bad, huh? I've got bags of time. The map's telling me 2 hours. My sailing's not for 3 and a bit, so that's no problem. Wind's in my favour, which is always good when you're driving in Florida, as those of you who own one will know. Hopefully it will continue across mainland Europe, but you never know. And my deadline is after the ferry is just to get to Strasbourg campsite tomorrow evening to meet Andreas. So it's a leisurely start, a lot of miles tomorrow, but I've just got to sit on motorways through Belgium, France and Luxembourg. I'll get some cheap fuel in Luxembourg. This seems to be the cheapest in Northern Europe at the moment. The van is nice and quiet. I had to top up the coolant and oil, so it's obviously not entirely out of its problems, but there we go, it's an old vehicle, what do I expect? I'm trying out a new mapping tool, well, a couple of them actually. This one's called Sigic, and all the maps I need have been downloaded, so I just need to, I can stay offline. I don't need data, I just need GPRS, which is a blessing throughout Europe for my sake of my roaming charges, even though they're included at the moment. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. When we've got one night in Strasbourg and then we drive south, we've got a night hopefully on the shores of Lake Como at a camper park and air. And from there, so day 2, that will be Sunday. We drive from Strasbourg to Como, and that involves going through the Gotthard Tunnel in Switzerland. And if you've ever done that, you'll know it's single lane in each direction, so there's almost always a queue going in. There is a map online, or an app online now, that tells you a forecast for the traffic, and thankfully it looks like most of the traffic, expected traffic, is coming north as opposed to going south on Sunday, so we'll see what happens there. And then after Como, which is Sunday night, we've only got to drive to Rimini, it's between Rimini and Ancona, for another free park up in the hills, the Tuscan hills, I think it's Tuscany, on the eastern side. And then we have a morning check-in for the ferry from Ancona to Igoumenitsa in Greece. So it's 4 nights for the drive down, including tonight. The weather out there is 28 to 30 all week and sun all week next week, so I've been trying not to rub anyone else's nose in it. It's supposed to be getting better here as well, but it looks scorchio in Greece, so it'll be fab. So let's press on. Right, finally getting there. It's actually taken 3 hours. The traffic was a nightmare. Not because of my choice of sat-nav, but because there are something like 6 different lots of roadworks on the M20 at the moment, and of course it's Friday evening. So I'm not going to have any time really to sit, and I was going to cook dinner and make the bed. probably just have to roll straight onto the ferry, we'll see. But just as well I left when we did, when I did. Hey ho. Rolling back onto French soil. Good to be back. 11 o'clock local time. Nice, easy crossing. Let's see what this park for night stop is like. Just left my camping spot for the night. Very peaceful night, very comfortable. Didn't know what time it was. Woke up at 8 o'clock UK time, so 9 o'clock France. And I'm just heading. I left straight away because typically for France there's a group of school kids just got off a coach right out the front of the van having an instruction on the area, or whatever it was, some sort of archaeological spot. So I'm driving now just to find somewhere for breakfast. There are some great views when you can see them. And then we're going to head straight on north towards Lille first, and then east through Belgium and into Luxembourg, and then southeast to Strasbourg and Andreas. See you later. And the reason was to get some cheap diesel. I've just filled up at €1.07 a litre. Fancy buying a couple of magnums of the stuff at that price. Anyway, let's hope we get the sun back again when we start the journey south through the Vosges. Thionville, just crossing the Moselle, in the region of the Moselle in eastern France, down there somewhere. There we go. Nice. Canal and river. Well, we've had rain, sun again, and now it's kind of overcast, but here we are in Strasbourg. Just trying to find somewhere to fill up again before finding Andreas in the campsite. Very nearly there.
In 300 meters, slide right, then slide left.
Good morning from Strasbourg. A grey Strasbourg, but it's mild. I arrived here late last night, the end of the day, 6 o'clock, and then met Andreas. He was waiting for me at the gate. So we're parked camping next to each other. He reserved me a spot, and we went into town for a lovely dinner last night in the old town. Sat under an awning and had a very nice traditional local Alsace dinner. and it rained a little bit. We were very lucky to be under the awning, and then had a stroll back, caught the tram back, and had quite an early night, slept very well. We're just getting the CB radios working and having some tea and coffee. Let's see, have a look at the view outside. The Floridas are back together again. Good morning, Andreas. How are we? Slept well?
I slept very good.
Yeah, good. Andreas's van is looking very good. He has lots of mods that he's done. We'll see who is quickest today on the motorway.
I don't have a chance, I think.
No, I know. So this is Camping Strasbourg. It's very full. We were lucky to get a booking. Andreas was turned away on the first night, on the Friday night, so he came back and booked a spot. So we're going to head off, and we've got 300 kilometers to do until we get down to Como, the other side of the Swiss Alps. So it's going to be an amazing drive to some incredible views, so lots of footage hopefully. See you on the road. Leaving Camping Strasbourg. So I just found out this morning Andreas has cruise control. So he's leading the way.
3, 2, 1.
I see the diesel. You can tell Andreas. Yeah, I can tell you're accelerating, that's for sure. And we've got the CB as well, which is great. So today's navigation system is Sigic, and it's a good one. I like it. It's offline again. The screen's really clear, very much in a sort of typical sat-nav type way. But I also have my other navigation system, Andreas. And this is a lovely road. This is the road south through Alsace, mountains with castles on to the right, and Switzerland ahead.
I go offline now.
Coming to Switzerland, so we're turning off our data because it's more expensive if you use it thanks to Swiss Telecoms. Got our sticker in the window to identify a permit to drive through the country. And this is
Passport ready?
passport. Okay, we do a quick check, so I'll switch off. Country number 4. Lost count. Andreas's van. There's the Alps. That is amazing. Wow.
How about some skiing? Can you see the snow?
Yeah, let's do it. Andreas and I are just waiting at a red light for the entrance to the Gotthard Tunnel. Here we go. Engine's already very hot. Smells very hot. And here we go, through the tunnel. Come on Flo, you can do it. You're younger than your 30 years. Bye Switzerland, we've enjoyed you. Woohoo!
After 100 meters, roundabout, take the fourth exit.
When it was built in 1980, it was the longest road tunnel in the world. It's now the 9th. It consists of only one bi-directional tube of 2 lanes. It's an elevation of 1,175 metres. The A2 motorway is the lowest elevation of any direct north-south road through the Alps. The journey time takes about 13 minutes by car, the maximum speed being 80 km an hour. The Gotthard Road Tunnel is one of 3 Swiss tunnels, the other 2 being railway tunnels. All 3 tunnels bypass the Gotthard Pass, an important trade route since the 13th century. The pass road culminates about 1,000 metres above the tunnel at a height of 2,106 metres and is only passable in summer.
So poor Andreas is now following me because he has a problem with his oil pressure. He's got a warning light and a buzzer, so we're going slowly.